If you are facing chronic symptoms, panic attacks, derealization, and your method is to try and ignore your symptoms, you're probably finding that that is not working. So, I want to chat about the difference between indifference and ignoring and how it's a massive shift when it comes to mindset and ultimately your recovery. So, if you are new here, definitely subscribe to my channel. My name's Emily. I teach anxiety recovery, agoraphobia recovery, DPDR, panic, all that good stuff. So, let's just jump right on into it. I've got my phone, I have ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT, what is the difference between indifference and ignoring? Because they're close, but they're also like extremely different. So here's what they say. ChatGPT, the key difference between indifference and ignoring lies in the attitude and intention behind the behavior. Honestly, that goes for most things recovery-wise. Indifference. So, definition, a lack of interest, concern, or emotional investment. Mindset. When someone is indifferent, they genuinely do not care about the person, situation, or issue at hand. They are emotionally detached, often neutral or apathetic. Example. Someone hears about a conflict but feels no inclination to take sides or get involved because they don't feel it affects them. Ignoring. Definition, a deliberate act of not paying attention to something or someone. Mindset, when someone ignores, they are consciously choosing to avoid engaging with or acknowledging something, often because they do not want to deal with it or because they are prioritizing something else. Example, someone receives a message and sees it but chooses not to respond because they are busy or upset. Basically going back to avoiding because they don't want to deal with it, right? Key differences. Indifference is passive and emotional. It reflects a genuine lack of interest or care. Ignoring is active and intentional. It involves a decision to avoid or overlook. So, when it comes to response, something that I teach all over my channel and my free recovery guide, which is in the bio, is an acronym called IDEAL. IDEAL is meant to retrain the brain. And when you are facing, maybe it's a panic attack, maybe it's the feelings of I'm never going to recover, hopelessness, chronic symptoms, whatever it might be, intrusive thoughts. It could also be like way smaller scale life stuff, like I'm running late and I've just missed my massage that I paid for and is not refundable. Okay, well, it is what it is, right? So anyway, when we go and talk about ideal is meant to rewire the brain away from the negative engagement and adding fear, adding frustration, adding focus, trying to change something that we can't change, basically unproductive emotions. And I'll give you an example of ideal. So say that you are feeling a panic attack arising. You're driving in the car, you're on your way to the grocery store, and your mind and body's telling you, turn around now, right? So ideals like identify. All right, super symptomatic. Designate. This is adrenaline. This is anxiety. Embrace. All right, this feeling can linger. It can also even go up. I don't know what's going to happen, but it is what it is. It's just anxiety. It can't hurt me. Move on. Back to my drive. We're not going to engage with this anymore. Say it's an intrusive thought. And maybe you have a thought that's like, you don't love your spouse anymore, you know? And then you're tempted to go, what do you mean I don't love my spouse? Of course I love my spouse. And you're explaining yourself to this thought. Then you're wondering, wait, why am I thinking that? Do I not love my spouse? And all this engagement can happen. So instead we go identify, having this thought about my spouse, designate, well, it's anxiety. Embrace, okay, the thought can linger. I'm going to choose not to engage. There's no point in engaging. It's just an intrusive thought. Move on, and then you move on. So you can see the difference between this indifferent mindset, right? You have a symptom, you're just kind of like, okay. And the avoidant mindset, where avoidance is like, no, you can't think this thought. You're not going to think this thought. We're going to ignore you, blah, 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 blah. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Versus like, okay, I see you, but there's nothing I have to do here, you know? So I want you to really think about, how are you responding? Is it avoidance or is it indifference? Huge, huge, huge difference when it comes to your recovery. So I hope this little video helps. Subscribe to my channel. Go to the link in my bio. I have my recovery guide. I have coaching opportunities if you would like to apply for coaching and so forth. But thanks for watching.